Hello and welcome all to the Google Digital Garage. My name is Joseph Kelly Muldoon. I've been one of the Google Digital Garage trainers now for I think it's at least 5 years. So hopefully I'm going to pass a little bit of knowledge on to you today. Today you are on board with the Google Digital Garage content. Today we'll be delivering Find Customers with Google Maps. Essentially a little bit of a top level dig into Google Maps, how you can add your business, how your customers find you, maybe the journey they take, and basically give you a little bit of information to optimize your Google Maps listing if you do not already have one, or if you create one, some solid nuggets of information to make that listing that little bit better than it could be if maybe this is brand new to you. Additionally, today we have the wonderful Sarah, who is moderating today's session, another Google Digital Garage trainer who I have been very fortunate to work with over the years. She will be in the chat today just saying hello, so do feel free to introduce yourself, say hello. Throughout today's session there's a few examples of other businesses that may have that are case studies for Google. So one of the things we often do is use that content to deliver the session. If you are watching today's session and maybe you're a small business, feel free to drop what your small business is, a little bit of context around it. And what I'll try and do is swap out your business for the examples to hopefully give you a bit of a brainstorm, give you a little bit of some ideas of maybe how you could do some content. We'll just make it up on the fly and hopefully it'll expand the session, especially for you. Today's session is basically broken down into 3 main chunks. Create your listing and get verified, so the process of it and how to do it. Optimize your listing with key information, and engage customers with Google profile features. So once you know what it is and how to do it, how can we make it better? And then how can we use those features to optimize that content and to actually give you something above and beyond, which is what a lot of other businesses don't have. So today's session is about an hour long. We're probably on now about 58 minutes. So sit back and enjoy. Remember to take notes. Remember to take some, make notes of the information that we're going through, take notes of it and sort of get as much down as possible. But most importantly, don't overdo your notes, because up till tomorrow, till approximately 12 in the afternoon, you can access this content till on YouTube using the URL at the top. So you can rewatch this, pause it, play it, pause it, play it until you make all the notes that you need. So please don't rush through it. My suggestion would be to watch through it as at full pace, make notes where you need to, and then potentially come back to those particular sections in the video. Sometimes I make notes of the timing where I want to expand upon it so I can go back to it so I don't have to rewatch the whole video, as much as I'm sure you would love to watch the whole video of my face for another hour. So the first section we're going to have a look at is going to start very soon. One of the things I would love every single person here to consider is an amazing opportunity that Google opened up approximately, I think it was 2 years ago now, but it's new to anybody that hasn't come across this before. So if you are a small business or a charity based in the UK, do feel free to go to g.co/UK mentoring. And when you're on here, it'll give you an amazing chance to get a one-to-one mentoring with any of the Google Digital Garage trainers and teams that's on this project. It literally takes 2 minutes to sign up. You just type in your name, type in the area you want a little bit of support with, and we have a bit of a 1-hour powwow to be able to go through the content with you. Remember, this is not about fixing problems on your website. This is maybe you've done a social media schedule. Maybe you've done a social media strategy and you want to have it a quick check over. I'd really recommend pushing yourself as far as you physically can with the area you want a bit of support with, so that when you get to this, you've already got over the hurdles we might jump you over quite quickly. So it means that you're optimizing the time that you've got to make that session even more powerful. So go to g.co/UK mentorings for UK businesses and charities. And maybe you are one, maybe you don't have a business, maybe you've got friends that do. Feel free to share that. They don't have to be watching today's session to be able to access that link. So feel free to share that link with them. g.co/UK mentoring. So what we're going to have a look at today is, first of all, understanding how you do this. So you're going out for dinner tonight. Find a restaurant you'd like to go to. So what's the process that you actually carry out here? So for me personally, it would be my phone. It would be flick across, find the little Google search thing, click on it, food near me. And then the list would come down of the different restaurants. I've just realized I've said food. Maybe I've not been specific. Restaurant near me, because I had takeaways. So straight away, you can change the way you do things and learn as you go along. But the reason for this is I'm now looking at many different takeaways. I can see star ratings, I can see names, I can see a little pound symbol telling me if it's expensive, if it's mid-range, if it's top end. I can see, does it do dine-in? Does it do takeaway option as well? I can see pictures. So what is it that you see? What's the process that you carried out here to be able to find a restaurant near you? And the reason we talk about this is because there's so many different factors that could affect you choosing that restaurant. So the main thing you want to do is you want to find the result and choose the one that's right for you. So how did you search? Did you type it in Google? Did you go to Google Maps? Did you go to the search engine? Did you go to maybe a restaurant app? So how did you choose the one that was right for you? So for me personally, I will not go to a restaurant unless it is a minimum of 4.2 is my personal preference. The only time that I will change my opinion on that is if somebody else has absolutely recommended it and persuaded me to give it a go. But if it's a 1, it just isn't happening. But that is also the problem that we're going to discuss today and the importance of getting Google reviews. Because the problem is if you've got 5 reviews and they're all 5-star, and then one of those reviews, the 5th one, it's 1 star, your average is 4-star. So driving reviews is a big part of this, because when someone looks at the reviews and it's 4.7 or it's 5 with a few 1-star reviews, they start to work out that was just a customer who was a bit perturbed or had a bad day. Or when you click on their profile, complains everywhere about restaurants. So the reason I'm saying this is, what are the key factors? You've got images, you've got the name, you've got reviews, you've got the time that it's open, information about the place, the description about the place. There's loads of different reasons. But this is why we need to cover these bases, because it suits everyone and everyone has their own decision process of how they work this out. So listing your business on Google Maps is the first part of this process. So what are the benefits that are brought by Google Maps listings when looking for products and services? So straight away, if before today's presentation, you've only really heard of Google Maps listing, and at the end of it, maybe within half an hour, maybe as we're doing it, you put your listing online and you get that verification postcode sent to the address. Once you've done that, you weren't on Google Maps before. And this is a very popular way that people search. Addition to this, you will also have a Google Maps listing. When you search in the Google browser, you'll have potentially your website, your social media, but now you will have like a business block, a knowledge block on the right-hand side of Google, which just means you've taken up more real estate at the top of that Google search engine. So again, looking for products and services, you put your descriptions in there, you put your products in there, you put your knowledge into your Google Maps listing. This now means you've started to complete your listing. So you'll notice a complete listing on Google Maps helps customers engage with you. The most important word there isn't on Google Maps, it's complete. If you don't finish the listing, it could be that people are searching for times. Like, for example, a cafe. What time's your cafe open? You go onto it, you go onto the website, you go to the About Me page, maybe the contact page, and it has it on there. But that process has taken me to type in your business name, click on the page, click on the sub page on your website, and then find that section inside your website. So how many seconds, how many minutes have passed versus update the timings on Google Maps? You're going away for Easter, you're going away for Eid, you're going away for Christmas, New Year, you're just going away for a holiday, God forbid, and you want to just leave your restaurant, leave your shop for a week because it's a small business. That's fine. But update your listings. One of my biggest pet peeves, there was a place around the corner from me that was a sourdough shop, and I was fuming because I was like, you know what? It's a local business. It's not cheap sourdough, but I'll treat myself. Got up on a Saturday morning, walked to the shop, got outside the shop, closed. No explanation, but Google Maps said it was open. Did I go back? No, it did not. Did it close afterwards? It did. But they didn't relay the actual message to the customers, which meant, of course, you're going to have perturbed customers and people not coming back. So just consider that it's more likely to be considered a reputable one if you filled in all of the information. Otherwise, it literally has a thing saying information missing. And you can even suggest edits yourself. So if you do notice a little bit of information missing and it's on the website and you feel like you've got 2 minutes and it's not your business, you can suggest this to the business owners who can then agree to this, saving you a bit of time. But my biggest recommendation here would be fill all of this information in. If you've got 20 questions, answer 20 questions. If it asks you about name, description, opening times, links to your social media, links to your website, why not give them all the information that they want? The more information that you give the Google My Business listing, the far more likely for someone to be able to use that information and more likely to lead to a purchase. Because if they see the times that you're open, they see pictures of it, it's got 4.7 on the Richter scale of reviews, all of a sudden, that could be the 3 bits of information they need. They click on your website, or you click on your booking, or they click on your how to order a takeaway button or order now. Boom, straight through to the order section. They've typed in the name of your business, they've clicked on a button, they're straight to where they want to be. They know all the information they need. So more likely to be considered reputable because it's got a completed listing, more likely to attract physical or online visits because it's a completed listing, and more likely to lead to a purchase. Again, because you spent that time, and literally, we're not talking hours. We're literally, if you've got all your information for your business already, if you're very good at it, if you're efficient, if you're good at copy and pasting, if you know the information top of your head, I'd say you could accomplish a complete Google My Business listing in less than 15 minutes. If you maybe not as IT savvy, maybe don't know all the information straight to hand, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And if you've not got all the information to hand, maybe an hour, and you come back and finish it. But the main thing is doing it in the first place. So keeping your customers in the loop. Like I just said, Dan, there's nothing more frustrating when you go somewhere and my customers, me in this particular instance at the sourdough shop, were not in the loop. So the reason for this is simple, because being kept in the loop means you're communicating with your customers. And this is an amazing platform to be able to do this. So Go East Chinese Supermarket, Uncle John's Bakery, and Little Box of Books. Each one of these use this information to understand how people had got to them. So straight away, Go East Chinese Supermarket had a 100% increase in online visitors because she had another profile online for people to be able to actually look at. Uncle John's Bakery displayed the business adaptations. So when the business changed, when they changed opening hours. So imagine this, for example, during COVID. Imagine this at Christmas. Imagine this at New Year. Just little changes means that people can see when you're open. On the day when they try to get directions to your place, it will suggest they're closing 5 minutes. Are you sure you still want to make this journey? It's 40 minutes, which means you reduce the possibility of having disappointment. Promote your online shop. So if beforehand, maybe you had a physical location, think about this during COVID. We had hundreds of places, if not thousands, possibly millions, which were physical. They were like, come and see our bread shop. But all of a sudden, the rules changed. Now you can only pick up orders, collect orders. This would be very difficult. But all of a sudden, if they had an online shop they built maybe in a week, they could then advertise this here and have a time to collect it. And you literally paid for it online, collect it at the door, in, out, in, out, in, out. You can have 2 customers in the shop at once. You can have 1 customer in the shop. You can pass it through a window. You can have all of the stuff waiting to be taken. So all of a sudden, this now means that you can be sold to new and existing customers, where beforehand you didn't have these options. But because you're keeping it up to date, your changes to your business are going to happen. But now you have the option to optimize these changes and let people know about them. As simple as times, as simple as offers, and as simple as, hopefully, because of this, attracting new customers as well as old. Little Box of Books. So drive traffic and sales was one thing they found. So not just using the Google product that is Google My Business, because you do get some insights on there, which will tell you how many people have been to your website. But there's also options to use tools like Google Analytics. Google Analytics is an amazing tool. So you'll be able to see how many people have been to your website from what sources. So Lindsay Pollard from Little Box of Books says, using Google Analytics, we can see that our website visits tripled from March to April, and we sold the most books we have ever sold in a month. So all of a sudden, because they've got potentially online sales, because they've got Google Analytics, you can even get a lot of these analytics, like I said, from Google My Business. You can see physically how many people have done this. which means as a business, you can start to go, well, I've sold the most amount of books I've ever done before. It's tripled from March to April. If this keeps going on, I'm going to be too busy. This trend is an upwards trend, and it's been consistent for the last 6 months. And I'm starting to lose my mind because actually I've not got enough time to run this bookshop, but I'm clearly doing something right. Could I hire someone if this keeps going? Or could I hire someone on a part-time basis because I've already tripled my profits in 2 months? So is it now worth hiring someone else to help me keep that elevation going, keep that customer service going? So using Google Analytics and using the insights and analytics that you get on Google Analytics, on Google My Business, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, you get these analytics which help you make business decisions. And although here she's not saying it was the best thing since sliced bread, what she is saying that she can physically see that her website visits have tripled, which means now you can action something about this. Maybe now do we start doing advertising to make it cinquent, I think that's the word, 5 times more. But all of a sudden, this is what this information gives you. So there's 4 steps to creating a Google Maps listing. First of all, create your listing on Google Business Profile. So literally, go to Google, type in Google Business, Google My Business. Once you've done that, you're going to have about 3 questions at the start. And once you put those questions online, you can then fill in those answers. And they're just like, what is my business? How many people are in your business? Where are you based? Very simple questions. Once you've completed it, you'll then be sent a postcard to your address. And don't worry, if you're a freelancer like myself, you might not want people to know where you actually live. So you can just tick a box that says, I service an area, and your address is not publicly facing. But it needs to associate your business to an address so that it can verify that you have a legitimate business, or at least an address to associate the business to. Once you've got that card, it comes usually within a few days. If it takes more than 5 to 7 days, 10 days, maybe the card's got lost in the mail, feel free to do it again. They'll send you a fresh one out. And once you've got it, you'll have a 6 to 8 digit PIN. Don't quote me on the numbers. And it's usually a simple PIN or a combination of letters and numbers. And where it says verify, you type it in and it goes, ba-ding, your profile is now live. So you can do all of the editing of the profile now, send off the verification card. The verification card comes to your house, fill it in, and all that hard work you've just done goes online. Start getting reviews, start getting feedback, start answering people's questions, responding to people's messages, and then optimize it. And by populating your listing, you're just giving them what they want, which is a full profile rather than a semi-full one. And you will be rewarded by coming up higher, potentially, because you have filled in more content. Would they rather put one at the top that has got 2 fields filled in, or 10? Because one of them is going to give a better user experience. So create your Google business profile, go to business.google.com, and you'll see a page similar to this, and literally just hit start now. That is how easy it is. Sarah, I'm sure, will put the link up for you guys. So do feel free to actually use the link. And then there is an app, but I do believe this has sunsetted. So please ignore that second section. Ensure your profile is complete. I know I have said this so many times, but please make sure it is. Fill in your address, your opening hours, your contact details, some nice visual content, a logo. All of this is what helps people make decisions on your business. Once you've got verified, you'll see that you own the business. And if you've got a business that's already online, it means someone like me, who is a Google guide, which is someone that's gone on Google Maps and signed up to being a Google guide. If you ever leave a review, it asks you the first time. And then after that, you can add photos, you can check information. If a new business opens, I'll often go outside the door and I'll add it onto Google. And then I'll tell them, you've got a business, just claim the business and verify it. And I've saved them a bit of time. Often because I've just got in that place to eat because it's brand new to sale and I'm really happy that more food places have come to sale. So get the Google business one. If you've not made one, but there's already a business under your name, claim that business. And if there's maybe a business that you've made, someone's made you one in the past, you can also merge those businesses and have multiple. So verify now or later makes no difference, but you won't be public until it's verified. So do get that verify now and spend that time just ticking those few boxes. Once you've done this, populate your Google Maps listing, manage your listing. So tell me when it's going to close. If it changes, tell me. If you start selling new products. So for an example, electrician, stereotypically they do plugs, they do lights, they do sockets, they do RCD boards, they do all sorts. But recently there's been a massive evolution in smart cars, in electric cars. So for example, now they've started doing Evo points, electric hookup points on people's houses. If you're an electrician who's not put that in the Google My Business and someone types in install electric point for my Tesla in sale, if you've not got that word on yours, you could have car electric chargers for Teslas, BMWs, whatever. So when someone types that in, you are coming up. And if you don't have this on yours, why would someone ever find it? Update the opening hours and keep your content fresh. So add things on there like little offers or just information. We are now doing Tesla chargers. We are now doing BMW chargers. We've just introduced a brand new charger that charges your car even more efficiently. Read our blog on this. Throughout the blog, book a test, book a session, get a quote with call to actions to make people click on it. So we're going to pause for some questions. We've got a few. Do you have to sign up an address or can you use an area? So you have to sign up with an address so that it can send you a postcard. But that postcard, remember, until you put in those details and until you activate your listing, it's not visible. So what you can do is put in all that information, validate your address, and then you'll notice then on this last slide, it says, I deliver goods and service to my customers. Hide my address. It's not a shop. You'll see that section when you're creating your business. You'll see that section, and you can even just Google, how can I hide my location on Google Maps? There's loads of tutorials. So sign up your business. Once you've done it, you can alter that setting, and then you can put in London. You can type in capital cities. You can type in smaller areas, maybe like Cambridge, like Shoreditch. That's all I've got. So you can type in big areas or little areas, depending what your shop is based on, depending on how far you reach. Second question is, what is the benefit of using Google My Business beyond finding local customers? So it's not always just about finding local customers. It's also about interacting with local customers. It's also, one second. It's also about sharing additional information that they wouldn't have found before. It could be to give people's opinion on your business. It's also the fact you can save that business address. You can save that business bookmark to your phone. You can communicate with people on phone, via text, via a little message thing built into Google My Business. You can do links to your websites. You'll get that little knowledge base or Google My Business section on Google. So it's not just about necessarily new customers. It's also proof that you are a business. Back in the day, did you have a phone number? Did you have a fax machine? Now it's, do you have a website? Is there a Google My Business listing? Do you have a Bing business? So it's about finding the sort of social proof that you are spending time to prove that your business exists digitally, which means you're more likely to have people interact with a business that has got a website, social media, Google My Business listing. Hopefully that makes sense and that's answered that question fully. So how can we optimize your business? And remember as well, if you're getting involved, do feel free. Kaku, I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. Do feel free to tell me what your business is. And I will literally use your business as an example throughout this presentation. So please do introduce your business and please do tell me what it's about. So tips for making your listing stand out. So include key information. Key information is sort of like the keywords that people are searching for. So electrician near me, that would be electrician in sale. Electrician who can install electric hookup points for cars. Mention the word electric hookup points. Some people might say hookup. Some people might say EV chargers. Some people might say Tesla chargers. So in your description, don't just put electric points for cars because some people might not type that in. So include key information. Maybe now you can get, for example, surge protection built into your RCD boards, which is those boards that turn your lights on and off with a whole of downstairs and upstairs. This is a newer thing that has to come. So all of a sudden, if new things are coming out, update this information. Car chargers, update that information. Service car chargers, update that information. Gain customer reviews. So if you've got an option of a pizza parlor called Pizza More, and you've got an option of Pizza Amazing, and both of them have got good looking logos, both of them have got a nice website, what's going to make one better than the other? Maybe one of them has got 4.5 stars, the other one's got 4.5 stars, but one of them has got 5 reviews and the other one has got 1,000 reviews. Which one is giving you more social proof? So get more reviews. Reviews reflect what people think about your business. Reviews reflect what people's honest opinion is. You can also use these reviews on social media to advertise your business using somebody else's review. Takes you 2 minutes. Print screen, copy and paste, big smiley emoji, logo in the corner. This is what one of our customers. Thanks, Adam. Next time you're in the shop, we'll give you a cheeky handshake and we'll say, thank you very much. All of a sudden, when they come in, you really appreciate this customer. This is someone that has spent time reading and writing a review for you because they enjoyed your service, your product, your content, whatever it is that you're designing. This will then mean that people can see these reviews and use this as social proof. Utilize posts and photos. So if you are a restaurant, if you are a takeaway, feel free to take a picture of your food, put it onto there. You've got pictures of your products. You've got inside and outside of your location. You've got staff. You've got additional photos. It could be at different locations. Remember, when you upload a photo as well, change the name of it so it's not just WhatsApp 124442224. Like literally, download it onto your computer, have them all lined up, and explain what that photo is. And then when you upload it, it asks for alt text. That is going to explain what that photo is. We've not got time to go into alt text now, but just Google what is alt text. And then when you upload that photo, it will say biryani curry starter, biryani curry main, maybe the name of the restaurant, maybe the name of the takeaway. And then when people are typing this in, these results can come up. It's just optimizing your listing. And leverage insights. So if you've got the insights section on your Google My Business, you'll see this. So provide as much information as possible. So 96% more likely to visit businesses with opening hours listing. 96. Please put opening hours on there. 42% increase in direction requests for businesses with photos, because it proves that you've spent that time just to add a photo or two. When you get to the location, where is it? I remember there was a hotel once that had like a business suite in Manchester in Piccadilly Gardens. I walked around the block 3 times with a drop-down screen like the one that's behind me, because I was doing some photos of some staff for the website, and literally walked around the block 3 times because their Google My Business had all the information, but didn't have a photo at the very first bit, which had a front of their shop. So I couldn't see where the actual place was. And it was literally like a little, like the sort of the shops went across like that, and it just went up some stairs, and you didn't have a sign, didn't say anything. But when you looked at the glass in that little divot into the building, all of a sudden I could see the name of the place. But it took me 15 minutes to find it. I had to ring someone that was in it and say, where is this place? Because it increases the chance of someone seeing it, and also just as a little bit of social proof that you're real. 90% more likely to interact if you're a phone number. You can literally ring you. You have the option to ring this restaurant. You have the option to ring the business and go, hi, I'm just around the corner. I don't suppose you've got 5 minutes now if we were to have a quick meeting. Yeah, actually I do. Or no, I've not now, but if you give me your email address, I'll send you a link so you can book in a meeting. But all of a sudden that option is now available. Ensure your core information is up to date. So add business description with your most up-to-date products that you're selling, with your most up-to-date services. If your hours aren't up to date, please don't do what I was told you about before. And all of a sudden you go to the place that's shut because it's actually 4:30, not 5. If you change your working hours for family reasons, for business reasons, for whatever reasons, update it on Google My Business. If you move locations, for example, there's an issue I'm having with one of my clients who they had someone make a website for them. They also made the Google My Business listing, but because they didn't give them the client ownership, there was a bit of a dispute between them. But this then meant that the information on the actual Google My Business couldn't be updated, and they had to go through a process to get that actual ownership of the Google My Business profile. But that then meant that they couldn't change the hours. They couldn't change the location when they moved locations. So do spend that time as well. In a minute, we'll come across this about managing the users and managing who owns the actual description. So here's examples of COVID specific information. But what's interesting about this could also be applied to anything that changes. Bank holidays, Christmas, Easter, whatever is affecting your business, this could be. So for example, there's a local restaurant to me where they every year in January, mid-January, they've been busy over Christmas, they've had a busy new year. They go on holiday on like the 10th of January. And they literally put on the thing, temporarily closed, put a picture up saying, gone away for a family holiday for a few weeks. On the website at the top, it says family holiday for a few weeks. Hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. We've earned our break. Something polite, something honest, something human. But that then means they've updated their opening hours to say we're temporarily closed. They've added a post to the profile so that it's up to date. It's at the top of the list. You could do this in your social media as well. You could also do this on your website like they did. In the description of the business, they've edited that at the top. They've not utilized Google Trends, but you could utilize Google Trends. So with this, you could go, right, what keywords are people typing in? What are people actually using? And Google Trends, you could have, for example, I'm selling Wellington boots. You might think, strange example. But if you go on Google Trends and you go UK, so trends.google.com, and you type in Wellington boots, for the UK search for the word Wellington boots, and type in Welly boots, type in Wellingtons. In England, Wellingtons and Wellington boots are popular. In America, Welly boots and Welly bobs are more popular. So if you were selling, for example, content or Wellingtons in England, you would use those keywords in your Google My Business listing. You wouldn't use the word Welly bobs. But on the flip side, if you were in the States, you could even check state by state. You could literally type in the word and see which one is more popular and include that in your Google My Business listing. Rather than just using your gut knowledge, use data to prove your gut instinct. And that's amazing about Google Trends. Have a Google. How do I use Google Trends? As I say, turn on messaging so that if you are away, if somebody wants to message you at 4 a.m. and conveniently you're up watching a film, you could just go, oh, hi there. Yeah, we do this. We don't do this. We do this. Brilliant. Thanks for contacting us. Speak to you tomorrow. Or you go on your website. Thank you so much for ordering, by the way. It's all right. You were available at 4 a.m. So was I. People do shift work. People stay up late. All of a sudden, having this extra option increases the possibility of a lead. So, for example, when my wife, at that point, girlfriend, was at home, we lived together, and I would ring the takeaway because she hates having conversations with takeaways. So she would never ring the takeaway because that was my job. When Uber Eats came out and Deliveroo and Food Hub and all those other ones, it meant that it conformed to what she was happier with, which was no personal communication, but could still order a takeaway. So that then meant that she could messaging turned on, means she could message a takeaway, ask it a question. She could order a takeaway. She could go on the apps to order a takeaway. But it then means that if somebody doesn't want to ring you up because they've not got time, they just want to ask you for a quick quote, they could go copy and paste the quote, send a message to this business, this business, this business, this business, this business, 6 quotes, boom, get them all back, decide which one's best, choose that one. So you're trying to think of the speed at which people are doing things. And all of these options are there purely to alleviate people's time, to make people have more speed. They send a message, it tells you they've got a message, they respond, it sends it back to their inbox. You don't have to go anywhere special. You don't have to go somewhere that doesn't work, that you can't find again. One location, they'll get an email about it as well. So straight away, this improves communication. So create engaging posts. So on your post, have a look at tools like Canva. Have a look at tools that are going to speed up the way that you make posts. But more importantly, as you're doing it, does it have a title? Does it have a call to action? Does it have a video or photo that you're going to use, a description underneath it? And ensure the posts are accurate. And by that, I mean, if you're doing 10% off with this link, don't put a link with 5% off because someone will click at it and go, this doesn't work properly. They might message you if they're really nice. They probably won't if they're not. But then more people will see that and go, it says 10%, the link's 5%. I'm just going to leave. So add a title, provide a call to action. Why don't you call us now? Book a table, order a takeaway. Find your best example of what would be a call to action where somebody can do this. Use a photo or video so that it explains what it is. If you've got the most amazing carbonara with Parmesan cheese just melting on top of it, with little glints of bacon coming out, with the fresh sort of sauce on top just glistening, with a nice video going 360 round, that is going to sell your carbonara rather than necessarily a picture of it flat on a table. Think about what the audience wants. Think about ways of engaging with your audience. This could be an amazing way. A description, an authentic carbonara, freshly made for each customer, ready for you to eat. Why don't you book your table now? Button underneath, book a table, try our carbonara, something like that. And then make sure the post is accurate. Like I said a second ago, don't put a picture of carbonara and then put buy our tagliatelle la funghi or try our curry. It's like, well, that's a different dish. Why would you put those pictures with it? So create engaging posts that are going to get people engaged, that are going to get someone with a call to action, a like, a follow, or anything. You can put links on the buttons on the Google My Business to your website, to your social media, to your food profile, to a review, entirely up to you. So why are reviews so important? So let's have a look at these. We've got 4.9. I'm trying to discover if I'm going to use this place or not. Session delivered professionally, easy to access and engaging. It has been an awesome experience. He had full attention from start to finish, and that is rare. So that's clearly a review of a agency or someone that is a training company. Very good pizza with which somehow managed to be doughy and crispy at the same time. The pizza also had lots of toppings, which I find something. But all of a sudden, you can see here, get reviews means you've got people's opinions. The more reviews they get, the better the average is. So you can see if 407 people have given 4.5 stars on average, that's a lot of people. There's a few bad reviews there, but these things happen. Again, even just seeing customer reviews as just a 5-star tells you the dates that it is. It shows you that business has been active. It shows that business has got reviews recently, which means you might use them because these are recent reviews. Encourage customers to leave reviews. So 2 out of 3 people say positive reviews were an important factor in deciding which business to buy from. So when someone leaves and they go, oh, that was an amazing meal, absolutely stunning, that is the moment to pounce and be like, you know what, I'm really happy that you enjoyed our customer service. Is there any chance you could leave us a review? Oh, I don't know about technology and all that stuff. Don't worry about it. We'll help you with it. If you get your phone out, we've got a QR code. All you do is scan it. Oh, still not sure. You got an iPhone? You got an Android phone? Yeah. Get the camera out, hover over the QR code. A link comes up, click on it. It's all set up for them. They can just leave you a review. Have one for TripAdvisor, one for Google, one for Facebook. All of a sudden, these reviews can be used as social media posts, but make that process as easy as possible. Go to your Google My Business listing. It has share link for review. Go to a QR builder, put it into there, and then print that QR code off on the menu, on the receipt, on the wall, wherever it is. Make it part of your patter when someone is so happy. It's not to say that someone's not going to be happy, is not going to do it, but then you sort of balance in the odds a little bit. So what could you do to encourage customer reviews? Make it easy for them. Make that process as easy as possible. Like I said, on the wall, on the menu, on the receipt. You could even say to them, like, at the end of the meal, before the meal, feel free to leave us a review if you really enjoyed the meal. Please have a chat with us if you've not enjoyed the meal. But what you want to do here is encourage customers to make reviews because it then gives social proof. You shouldn't really incentivize it and say you get a free coffee because that's sort of against the whole rules of stuff like this. But you could certainly say, I'd really appreciate it. And the next time they come in, make a big deal of it. Thank them for it. Because at the end of the day, if you've got people leaving you reviews, spending that time, the least you could do is thank them. And then also reply to that review. Don't just put, thanks for the review. Thank you, Joe, for your review. It's amazing that you loved our biryani. It's one of our favorite dishes and actually is a recipe that started this restaurant off. Hope to see you again soon and the kids. Bye, Joe. All of a sudden, you've mentioned their name. You've mentioned someone in their review. You've customized it for them. Thumbs up on the actual thing. You've customized it. They hopefully reply. They might share it online. It gives you that extra visibility. Utilize photos and video to stand out. So 90% of people say they're more likely to visit a business with photos or Google results page because it comes up on the page with the photos. So don't just take a picture of anything. Turn lights on. If you can you get backlights? Can you get whatever? For example, when I'm delivering this now, I've got my, I'm in the bedroom and I've got lights doing this, which is what brights up my face, which lights up my face. If you're taking photos of stuff, turn the lights on, do it in the middle of the day when it's sunny, get better pictures, get a camera that's good, get an app that's good, post edit them. So get lighting, make sure the thing you are actually taking a picture on is in focus. Edit it afterwards. Photoshop, Snapseed, Pixlr, loads of tools, free, paid for, quick, simple, Canva. All of these can literally help you edit photos and videos really easily. And this then gives you an amazing opportunity to then put these with a good frame, to put this with good content, put your logo on there, make it standardized. And this is all just to make photos and videos look good, to make your business look good. So spend that time ticking these boxes. Look at these pictures. Don't just put anything on there. Make it standardized so people know it's your business that they're doing it for. So here's a few examples of this. So we've got photos of your business exterior. So if someone's going down the road, they're walking down the road, they're trying to find your cafe. Right, we've got a nice outside wide angle shot. It's green, 17A. It's next to a red wall. Oh, there it is. Let me go inside. Compared to, it's a generic window. It could be on one side. It could be on another side. They may have taken those dots off the window. You've got a picture here of the interior, a little bit arty-farty, out of focus, looks quite cool, looks quite modern, but I've got no idea what your shop or your office or your building looks like because it's too arty-farty. On the flip side, is it too busy, this place, to take a wheelchair? Is it too busy, this place, to take a pram? Is it too busy to take my grandma in? You can see there's a big step on the front. Is there a handle? No, there's not. Might not go here. But you can tell this because beforehand, you can do a bit of a recce, a digital recce. You can even go on Google Maps and find it. You can see someone smiling, giving you nice customer service. Do you want to go there? Well, that person looks really happy, actually. That versus here's a POC, a point of contact, or POS, point of sale system, and you can pay. There's no smiles. It's like, well done. But actually, is it fun? Is it engaging? Might this be the one that just pushes you over the edge to go? Spend the time on these pictures. Exterior photos, the name of the business is visible. The shop front is everywhere, so you can see it in the entire frame. You could locate the business walking down the street by just seeing this orange, the green, and the black. And then you get nearer and go, yep, the other place, that's where I'm looking for. Let's go in there. Your interior photos demonstrate you've got lots of coffee. You've got options on display. It's nice and green. It's nice and inviting. Big windows. If I'm trying to make a decision of where I'm going to do some work during the day, I don't want to go 6 stories down into a basement and have no natural light. I want to see it open plan. I want to see big windows. I want to see inviting scenes. And this is what's amazing about this picture. And I don't even know where it is, but I'm getting excited by it. Big, bright images, wide selection of products that you can choose. You can infer what kind of business it is from the products or services sold. It's busy. It's clean. It's got nice lighting. It's got nice plants. It's modern. What more do you need in a coffee shop? Photos of people at work. Yes, you can stage them. But all of a sudden, it's like, well, do they do gents' haircut? It's called Alberto's Barbers. I don't know. Oh, wait, this is a picture of a man getting his haircut. Maybe the next picture might be of someone with a bit of a beard trim going on. Do they do beard trims? Don't have to ask the question because the second picture is them doing a beard trim. It's smart. It's modern. They're well-dressed. It's not a place where you just jump into on a Thursday night at 12 at night. This is probably booking. There's a button that says book now. But you're thinking this is a professional service. They've clearly got all the implements lined up in a row. They've clearly got good customers. They've clearly dressed smartly because they care about their work. They've got a passion for their work. So all of a sudden, you can see the quality of the service on offer. You can get a flavor of the atmosphere, the decor of the business. Insights into your business listing as well. So how customers search for your business. So are they finding you directly by typing your business name? Are they discovering you Google by saying barbers near me, shop near me? Don't know. But the main thing is you can now find out and then tweak some of your content for it. You can see how many people have visited it on which days. Why is it like that? Have you done a bit of advertisement? Have you just been to a job and left a big sign out the front of the house while you're doing the job? Has someone come to your shop? Has something you've done changed the way that's done things? If you're doing advertisement, are you seeing a difference? How many phone calls have you had? So, for example, if you're getting 49 phone calls on a Wednesday, and that's the day when you're not in the office, could you hire someone to be in the office? Could you pay an extra £10 to get some technology to forward them calls onto your mobile phone, to forward them calls to your mum, your brother, your friend who doesn't work during the day, and pay them to take some calls for you? Get a call center. If you've been out for 2 weeks and you notice you've had 50 calls, you just shut your shop and lost 50 calls, change that number, update the number, get a service that can take the calls for you so you don't lose all of those. You've got your postcodes to do as well. You can see where people have been searching for it, how customers find your listing, what did they do once they found your listing, where are they coming from, when people engage most, how engagement compares to similar listings. So all of a sudden you can see all of these customers are actually answerable questions. How they found you. They'll literally have to say discovered or search. What did they do once they found you? So did they go to your website? Did they ring you? Did they get directions? Where are they coming from? The postcode shows you where they're searching from. When people engage with you most, all of a sudden you'll be able to literally see when people engage with you at what time. So you can put more content out at that time on your social. You can put more content on there or get more staff to cover those hours. And how engagement compares to similar listings means you can see, are you doing better, worse, the same as? Up to you. What would you do if these were your insights? So we're looking at this. We've got photos, the number of times your business photo has been viewed. You can see at the beginning, we're peaking, we're troughing. What do we do? If we've got this quite regularly, could we post a few more photos and try and keep this line quite high rather than stopping it because you've never seen anyone doing any more photos? So if you've got good people looking at your content, maybe the up-to-date jobs of things that you've done, the up-to-date products of what you're selling, you're keeping people's interest by keeping it relevant. Where customers view your businesses on Google. So you've had 86 views, listing on search, listing on maps. All of a sudden, you've got these listings. You can see where people are doing it. You can now start to work out why people are looking at these insights, why people are searching for the Google Maps. And all of a sudden, you can spend that little bit more time maybe doing this. Use insights to find new customers. So understand your audience's behavior, adapt to their needs, reach more customers. So by understanding what your customers are doing, you can now serve them better. Adapt to their needs. If they're asking questions about maybe getting recipe boxes rather than buying pizzas, and you get loads of people asking, why not sell a recipe box? Reach new customers because you're online. You've got a Google My Business listing. It gives you this option. Let's have a look at some more questions. 1 second. So we've got 10 minutes still, don't worry. Can you choose multiple areas? Yes, you can use multiple areas. You can choose loads, you can choose a few. If you're just servicing a local area though, rather than putting like London, if you're based in South London, you can choose the towns, the areas around that area, rather than just the whole area, which means you're more likely to get found. Can you get a link to share with customers? Yep. Literally go onto your Google My Business listing and it says, share this link. Put that into a QR code. Just Google QR code generator. Put it in. You can get ones with changing customer colors, adding a logo. Amazing tool, really easy to do. How do we find a region-specific vocabulary using Google Trends? The only way of doing that is maybe some research. So maybe do a Google, what's it called? Do like a Google form, do a Microsoft form, whatever you've got for your particular way of running your business, and maybe put a Twitter poll, maybe put a link to something so people can fill it in and say, I'm coming to your area. What food do you think you would love to see in my Mexican place? All the locals get good. You find the local Facebook group, you put it in there, get that primary research, ask them, what do you personally like to put on your feet when it's wet? See what they type in. There's no actual way of doing it, but you can use Google Trends to actually then compare the answers. Can we list our blogs? Yep. On Google My Business, you can literally put any link to anything. Brand new blog about how to wear your wellies in the summer and still look on point. All of a sudden, you put a link to your blog, you explain, go to our blog, be the welly wearing summer person. All of a sudden, the blog drives traffic. The Google My Business drives traffic. In your blog, you can buy the Wellington boots. You can buy the Mac. You can buy the waterproof socks. All of a sudden, that blog drives traffic, gets more people to come to your website. Engage customers with Google My Business profile feature. So use even more Google Business Profile features. So you've got categories, so you can categorize what your business is. You've got bookings, so you can link to an external third-party content. You can even use Google Workspace to book meetings in now as well. But say, for example, maybe you're trying to book meetings, you could easily have something like, oh, it's gone from my head. What is it called? It's all. 1 second. Book meeting websites. Calendly. You can get a free Calendly account. You put a link to it. It links to your calendar. It tells you when you're free and when you're busy, and then people can book in between those times. You can use Street View. So you can use pictures from Street View. You can even use Street View itself to find where your business is. You can even get websites that your own personal website. On the flip side, you can also go fill in your entire Google My Business listing. And then there's a section called websites, and it actually creates you a website for your business. It's not as fancy, not singing and dancing, but you can use that as a website link, and people can use that to flick through your business information and find out what they might need to know about your business totally for free. You have gift cards and donations. So during COVID, they did this to try and help people with keeping their business afloat. They had an entire button dedicated to gift cards. Click here and it went to PayPal. It went to some service that had gift cards. It went to PayPal for just donations to help that business stay afloat. But it's options to do these things is what we're talking about. So choosing your business category. This is quite rigid. So for example, perfume store. If you made perfume, I'm not too sure it would have perfume creation. Sometimes you have to be a little bit like, what's the word? A little bit flex with maybe what your category of business is, but this will then help you compare this to other businesses. So you can see if you're doing well or not. You can increase bookings by getting signups. So people could maybe sign up to your distribution list. This could be a post you do once a month that says sign up to our distribution list to keep on top of all the latest offers. Every Friday, we guarantee an offer. Choose your providers. So what are you going to use here? What are you going to use to make your life easier? So, for example, you could add a Uber Eats link. You could add a Deliveroo link. You could add a, Food Hub link. And then all of these pop up on your actual listing so people can choose their preference. You can add social media links, depending on the profile. You can track bookings to see how many people have clicked on it, how many people have gone to that particular site. That now means you can see, well, if I'm getting 1,000 people a month looking at my profile and 100 people a month for tracking and booking, could I change the way that words are done? Could I maybe use a different option to make it even easier to book a meeting, to move that up to 200 people a month? All of these insights basically optimize the chances of you having the option to be able to improve your listing. And that is all we want from today's session, is for you to think of every possibility. To think of, I need more bookings, use Calendly. I need more sales, use a different provider. I need to have table bookings, use a third party, put it onto your Google My Business. Get reviews up there. Make this part of your everyday pattern so that you're driving reviews. Reviews drive people. People drive reviews. It's a circular motion that does this. Add Street View to your listing. What are the benefits of adding Street View? You'll be able to provide even easier information for customers to see. Enables customers to make more decisions because they have the option to see more. Helps customers find you. So, for example, I remember I did this once when I booked a restaurant in Amsterdam, I think it was. Street View literally made me go, right, where is it? Because I can't drive there. You have to walk because there's a lot more walking in Amsterdam because there's not as many cars. So all of a sudden, I could go in Street View. It said it's on this one. How do I get there from my hotel? I literally walked it digitally. It was only 2 minutes, but it gave me that extra bit of confidence to go there, go there, go there. There it is. It's sort of like when people go for an interview sometimes. They might take that trip the day before just to give them the extra little bit of confidence. When actually, instead of that, just do it on Street View. You know exactly where it is. You've given yourself a little knowledge. Oh, there's that building. Oh, there's that bus stop. I'm on the right route. Yep, I'm still going that way. Google Maps is taking me there. So it's just that additional little bits of information. You can also, if you Google it, make your own 360 spheres as well and add them into your shop. So people can literally walk around your shop. It's a little bit harder, but certainly worth looking into. You build a free website, like I mentioned before. Fill in your whole profile. Hit the website button and Google My Business. Boom. You've got a website. You can tweak it. You can alter it. You can do it that way. Or if you go to sites.google.com, you can actually build your own website totally for free there as well. One of them is sort of entry level. The next one is entry level to a proper website, maybe using WordPress, Squarespace, Weebly, whatever you want to use, but it's an upwards learning curve. And it just means you've got that extra bit of detail each time. So Google My Business, fill in everything, all your pictures, your products, your store, your front, your outside, your inside, your staff. Boom, hit the button. It makes you a website that's mobile friendly, that's got links, that's got call to actions, that's got options for you, for your website, for you to have a website for free. It's an example of this. So it's just a little video that's going to show you how to build your website. You go to the website button. It pulls all the information together, get a quote, choose the colors that suit your business, choose the colors that suit your personality, upload a few pictures to the gallery, go to the settings, publish. Sorry, people. Publish your website now. Boom. Website's up. If you've done your Google My Business profile already, or you're going to, that is literally how simple it is. Call to action, call to action, call to action. Please, if you're going to have a website, if you've already got one, do you have call to actions? Buy now, book a meeting, inquire now, get a quote. This call to action is the first thing that people see. So the first thing you want them to do is a call to action. Create an action from what your website has to offer. So any more questions? 1 second. Can you create pre-order waitlist on Google My Business? How do you add links for donations to your profile? So no, the Google My Business is not that in deep. It's not a CRM. It's not a content management CRM, customer relations management, or content management system. It literally is just, how do you get people to these places? Reviews, click on the website, find out more information, go off to Calendly to book your meetings in. You want to book something, you want to buy something, you want to do something. It doesn't have the option to buy them within it. It just has the option to send them in the directions. It's a little bit like when a guide might tell you the direction to go on a holiday or something like that. The actual buttons to do donations, you do create post. When you do create post, it comes up with the option for post, video, donation, call to action, and something else. Literally just go to, when you've done it, create a post. You'll see the option, sale is one of them. And it basically just gives you marginally different options. But for example, to do a donation one, you might need to make a PayPal account, make a donation button, maybe go to a online charity website, an online donation tool, and they'll give you a unique URL where the money pot will be collected for you. An amazing tool, really easy to do, certainly worth having a look at. And like I've been saying to you, ask for feedback, ask for reviews. We always ask at the end of every presentation to go to goo.gul/digital garage feedback. This has been amazing because we've had the same person asking questions. You've literally got a one-to-one session on all of your questions. And I imagine you've asked them more because Sarah would have nailed some of those questions as well. But what we're trying to get at here is, I'm asking you now to give us feedback on this. What could have gone better? Could this be the best session you've been to in your entire life? My name was Joe. Sarah was the moderator. Feel free to give feedback on today's session so that if it wasn't the best session of your life, what could we improve? If it was, amazing. That means we can try and repeat this more often to get more people inclined. Ask people to talk about, is it the speed of my voice were you happy with? Was it the content you were happy with? Please leave us feedback on the presentation, the speed, the content, and we'd love to hear from you. On the flip side, if you're a business, what would you talk about? If you're a restaurant, could you please tell me what you thought of today's experience, the food, the service you got today, and maybe the ambience of the room? I'd really appreciate hearing your reviews because it really excites me to see what our customers think. Can't wait to hear from you. You need a hand? We can do that with you, increasing the chance of this feedback. So what are your next steps? Do the work, push yourself. Once you've done it, go to g.co/UK mentoring if you're a local UK business or charity and get that extra help that you might need. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching today's session with the Google Digital Garage. Please go to goo.gul/digital garage feedback and please give us some feedback. And if you want to talk about us online to your friends, your family, to give other people this opportunity, #Digital Garage and let other people see what the Google Digital Garage did for you. And hopefully we can do it for them too. Thank you very much, Sarah. As per usual, thank you so much for helping out. And thank you everyone that turned up. And I'm so glad I could answer your questions. Have a nice evening and we'll see you again at the Google Digital Garage.